back to our Greenville days, as you were being a leader or captain, I believe assistant captain as well. Were you no, you were assistant captain to Rennie, to
Rennie
Reynolds.
was captain. Yeah.
Yeah, but being a leader out anyways, how that plays uh, throughout, I guess, your whole hockey career and into what you're doing today.
Yeah. I mean, I took a lot of pride in wearing a letter. I had a leadership personality. I always have, and I always will. Definitely helps me in my job today of being a contractor. And but I always took pride in it. I always told the coaches if I wanted to be an assistant captain or a captain, that I told them to let them know that I felt like I deserved one. And I always, but I also tried to earn it all the time, whether it was off ice at a party or at a bar or making sure everyone gets home safe or just little things like that. Like there's so much that go into being a good leader. I think we were lucky in Greenville that we had a couple different leaders and different types of leaders where we had Rennie who always took care of everyone and where me, I was more of an intense, more of like a game time captain where, every minute counted in a game. And, I tried to, show up every night. It's one of those things that not everyone has leadership qualities, and you need to know. I think it's important as a player to pick the right captains, whether it's if it's the players picking it or the coaches picking it. I think the right captains are very important. And I always took pride in that job. And I felt like, and you were a young player when I was in Greenville, and, I made relationships. I made it very clear that I wanted to have a relationship with all my teammates. You hang out with some guys more than others, and you and I were definitely two that hung out a lot, but, you know, everyone in your team needs to know that when it comes down to it, you're ready to go to war with your teammates. And, not everyone knows how to show that, whether it's you communicate it or show it on the ice, but it's very important. And, I think one thing we had in Greenville is we had a tight knit group that was willing to work hard for each other, and it showed. We battled a lot of adversity. We didn't really make it as far as we wanted to in the 2 years we were there in playoffs, but um, you know, East Coast is a funny league where you're losing players all the time to the American League. So you can have a really good record till playoffs, and then all of a sudden lose a couple of your key guys, um, and then and you lose out first round. It's a farm system, and that's the way it should be. It should be a development program, and you should be, if you're coaching in that level, East Coast Hockey League, or even playing, you should be looking to help all your teammates or your players move up. And same with the American League. It's a feeder system to the NHL, and I find now more than ever the East Coast and the AHL is used way better than it used to be on, starting a kid who's coming out of junior. He's not ready for the NHL or the AHL. The East Coast leagues, good hockey, good goaltending, good coaching. Get your feet wet in pro hockey because it is a different style of hockey than you were coming out of college. You can admit it's a different style, pro hockey. And even guys at a major junior, they're 20 years old coming out of junior, and they're not ready. Like, it's pro hockey is a whole different. It's very demanding mentally. 3 games in 3 nights in 3 different cities. That happens all the time. So it's a real test of your mental strength at that level. And I believe in the feeder system. I believe in most guys aren't ready for the NHL out of college or junior or major junior. But a couple years of the East Coast Hockey League, then you can, if the players that commit themselves to it and use their time in the East Coast League to get better and improve and play good minutes and special teams and contribute every night, then they're the guys that are going to get the look at the next level. And same in the American League. So
And to add on to what you're saying, they're exactly how I felt, how it was from my perspective too. But it's not even like these players, we were both once young players as well. But as I came in, you were my mentor. It wasn't, I don't think, just like many other guys that come from junior hockey or college hockey, it wasn't just the fact of skills or couldn't score goals. It's like the maturity part and learning what it is, the true meaning of being a pro and what it takes to be a pro. At college, you're hanging out. I was hanging out with all these guys, whether guys and girls that were between the ages of 18 to 25 mostly. And then you're going to a pro environment with guys that have kids on the team. And, you know, some guys, can't remember the oldest player we had, but definitely probably anywhere between 33 and 36 or 37. Other teams had some old guys on the team. I know that. And it's just how you are able to interact and hold yourself around those people. It's a different life skill, right? And some of the players too, you know, I had my own mistakes as well, but just even having to take care of yourself, whether it be eating, and it's not just pregame, it's all meals, or taking care of your body with going to the gym to stretch, to get a good workout. I know we did that quite a bit together, even like hot tubs or cold tubs type stuff. And you know, as you come in, you don't know what you're going into, but when you go to pro hockey, it's completely different. And you even see that within the major junior route, and that major junior route is I would say on its way for that age of players to get to the pros.
Mhm.
It's a lot more business to it, and pro hockey style, where the junior A tier two in college is a different. There's different aspects to it.
Sure. Right. But I also find the major junior route is, you know, it's you're all you're focusing on is hockey, which is great, but you're not getting those life skills that come into play when you get to pro hockey that you get at a college hockey because
You're not getting as many as
you're,
talk
you're
about.
taking care, you're not really taking care of yourself in major junior. You have billets, your foods, your meals are made for you or paid for, and junior A and that college route, it does allow you to grow up and be in a structure, but also start looking after yourselves and your finances, your meal planning, all that stuff. You're just more independent. And then I find when you're coming into university, and for me, I came at a Canadian university, which is a high, the AUS league out east here is a very good league, and I felt I was more mature than a lot of these kids coming out of major junior, because I had a couple of years of university under my belt, and I'm sure you did too. So it's like you said, the pros and cons. You're probably more ready for the pro hockey coming at a major junior, but college hockey and that route, you're definitely more prepared for life, and you're setting up the stepping stones for after hockey as well. And I mean, they both. If you had to ask me right now which way I want my kids to go, I couldn't give you a good answer because I think it depends on the kid and depends on where their development is, and they might need a little more time. And 19, 20, 21 years old, there's a lot of development that starts happening then, not 16, 17, 18. So
Yeah.
I know for myself, I was a late bloomer, and I went the route I had to go. I didn't really have another choice, but um, I ended up in a lot of the same places as these kids that were on full rides or they played top minutes in a major junior team. I mean, I was at the end of the road. I was still right there with them. And so everyone has their own path, and you just got to kind of find it and kind of grasp every bit of experience along the way.